What is up, guys? I hope you're doing good. I'm super excited to take a look at a bunch of creative 404 pages made by my subscribers. I basically hosted this challenge with Huy's community, and we joined force to push our subscribers to create the best and most creative 404 page that they can. And so today I'm going to take a look at what people did, and hopefully I can do a top 3 of my favorite one. I'm going to take a look at the technical aspect, the general aesthetic, and the overall concept of the page. And Huy's going to do the same thing on his channel. And I think we have a different taste. He's more of a designer. I'm more of a programmer. So hopefully we can have different videos and different take on what people did. And yeah, one of the cool thing about this challenge is that I see that everyone is from like a different part of the world, which is really interesting to me to see like the different perspective. Like I'm from Montreal, Canada, and we have people from like Australia. I know Huy is from Australia. And then we have like people from India, Morocco, Brazil, Germany, Vietnam, Nigeria. Like that's crazy. It's like worldwide. So really excited to take a look at this. And yeah, let's not wait. Let's get right into it. And yeah, here's the first one. That's the one that I personally did. And my concept here is I was trying to show like that the 404 was like a broken page. And so I wanted to have like this broken glass to kind of have this effect of like the link is broken. And I'll probably make a video on how I made this, which was really not that complicated because I used a bunch of pre-made shaders made by the community. So yeah, that was mine. And now I believe this is Huy's 404 page, which is really interesting to see that we both went for 3D, which is nice. It's like kind of trending right now, so I understand. I like the overall grain and like the blur that's in the background. I think it really comes out clear and we know what's happening. And then there's like a bunch of abstract shapes in the back, which is really nice. Like overall, the aesthetic of this is like super, super clean. Technically, I think it's not that bad. I mean, it's 3D, so I'll give it to him. But there's like no shader. One thing maybe I would have liked to see is like those abstract shapes. If they could have had like a shader on top of them, that would have been like 10 out of 10, but it's still really nice. And like conceptually, I think it's nice too. It's like you're in a 404, you're in the void of time. And so you're kind of lost. And so here you are, which is cool. I think it's a great concept. And yeah. Okay, moving on to another one here. I believe it's made by Diego Cabrera, which is like a long-time subscriber to my channel, so shout out to you. I believe he has a YouTube channel as well, so check him out. We have this 404 inside of like, I'm not sure exactly what this is. It's like a poster, I believe, with an L. Aesthetically, it's really simple. It's really minimalist. Maybe one thing that I would have liked to see is it is like a full screen. Maybe now I'm seeing the footer. Maybe I would have liked to see it being full screen. That's my first impression. But other than that, it's really simple, really, really clean. Aesthetically, it looks good. I mean, there is not too much risks here. He went really safe with this. Technically, I mean, it's kind of just really simple, I believe. I'm not sure if this is an image in the back or what. Maybe I can take a look. Okay, yeah, it's a bunch of images. So technically quite easy to do. And conceptually, I don't see much of it. And so I don't think I can say this is a top 404 page personally. I think it's too simple, not creative enough for my own taste. And so for this challenge, I think you could have went like a bit outside of your comfort zone for this, but overall, really clean. And yeah. Okay, next one, I'm just gonna refresh it. We have this 404 page. It's written page not found, redirecting to a matching page on the dark web. Okay, so we got the 404 here, we got another 404, and then it says, I'm joking, head back to the homepage. So a little joke here. Aesthetically, really simple, really minimalistic like the other one. There's one thing that's quite different is there's like some asymmetry here, which is nice. I prefer that than just having like a 404 in the middle. I think it shows a bit of personality and I like it. There's a bit of humor. Now conceptually for a 404 page, I think there's not too much here to see. It's quite simple. There's like a small joke, but aesthetically really simple, really clean. And yeah, there's not too much to see here, but I like the asymmetry. I like this white border. I think visually it looks good. All right, moving on to this one. Okay, this one is quite different. We have a 404 error, wisdom not found. The universe is vast, but this page seems to be lost in its own thoughts. It's like a multiverse thing, I believe. So the concept here, at least he went outside like the box for sure. I've never seen like a 404 page like this. Really creative. Now, aesthetically, personally, I don't think it looks that good. Like to have a bunch of images with text on top of it like this, not my favorite. And there's like a lot of colors as well. So it's kind of hitting me really strongly. It's like a bit different than the other ones. This one visually might be less good, but conceptually really nice thinking outside the box. So I like it. And I think we can explore the Cosmos, which is like his own profile. So check him out. All right, moving on to the other one, we have this 404 page. It says 404, it seems that the page you are looking for does not exist or has been moved. So I think aesthetically, it looks all right. There's not too much, oh, I've just saw a bug. I think when your 404 is hitting the bottom, there's a scroll bar that's appearing. So that's something to keep in mind. But I like the overall animation. The aesthetic is really simple. I can't give it too many points. And the concept here for a 404, I don't really understand the concept of having like this bouncy animation for a 404. I still like it. I still like the animation. So technically it's good. But visually, it's a bit boring. And conceptually, I don't really understand it. So good job still nonetheless. All right, so now we have this 404 page not found. Oops, we can't seem to find the page you were looking for. It actually looks really nice, really sharp on my big screen. So that's actually really nice. I like this blur on the text. And so visually, I like it. Like my first thought is I like the aesthetic of it. I think it fits well. Maybe I'm not a fan of the button, but the rest is really nice. There's just something about the button that I'm not a fan, but the rest really looks super clean. Honestly, I just want to inspect. The animation as well is really nice in the beginning. I really like it. There's like this sliding thing that's happening, which is really cool. And I'm wondering, is that a video? No, it's a canvas. So shout out to you. It's really well optimized. Really nice entry animation. Really nice animation after that. So aesthetically, looks good. Conceptually, still, am I like lost in the matrix or something? So conceptually, I don't understand quite what's happening, but still, it's nice. I mean, you're just lost in the code, right? You lost yourself. So I understand, it's cool. And yeah, man, shout out to you. This is a really nice 404 page. Just the animation, I'm like super fascinated because it's really crisp in the background. Like if you look closely to it, I suggest you take a look for yourself. I'll have the link in the description. Okay, so we have this 404 and there's some blurry elements in the back. I barely see the 404, so I'm just gonna do the use lens. Always keep your lens in hand, mind your lenses, sharpen your senses. Interesting, a little rhyme here. And then what we have download, help, get found, be on your way now. Okay, so it's quite interesting, be on your way now. I don't feel like this person wants me on his website. but let's go back on the visual. Visually, it looks really fine. The overall elements here, they overlap well with like the contrast and different luminosity. And so looks fine to me. Nothing too crazy here. Conceptually, I don't see anything that's catching my eye. I see that there's like this concept of like a lens, which I'm not exactly sure what it means inside of a 404 context. Like what get found, okay, touch grass. Okay, that guy's a troll. I mean, it's funny, I'll give it to him. But yeah, I don't really understand the concept behind this, but quite funny. Visually looks just normal, so shout out to you for this. All right, moving on to the other one. Oh, we have another 3D scene. This one looks really nice. 404 lost in space. Let's navigate back. So I really see the space theme a bit like Huy. This reminds me of Huy's 404. You guys both went into like the same concept of trying to have like being lost into space, basically lost in the void. And so there was like an entry animation really interesting here with like this character that's getting like thrown in like the void, which is actually really nice. And I see there's a bunch of shaders as well, which is really cool. It's like a different shader for each sphere, which is really nice. I like that idea. Technically, I think it's super nice. I like the grain and the different textures on the circles too. I think it's really nice. And if you look closely, like at the bottom here, you're gonna see that there's like some waves and it's actually moving. And so I think there's another shader there, which is all really nice technically. Visually, it looks all right. I think there might be like too many balls for my own taste, but it still looks good. Maybe I would have changed the font size of this. Oh, there's a button here. Nice button too. This is really nice. The font size, I think the 404 could have been bigger in relation to the other elements, because when I jump inside of the page, it's like the 404 doesn't jump to my eyes. It's like I see the environment first and I'm like, oh, what's happening here? And then I realize, oh, it's a 404. I see some stars. Even the stars are animated in the background. So that's like a really small detail. That's like really nice. So honestly, shout out to you. This is one of my favorites. And let's look at this one. All right, we have this entry animation. And then we have looks like you're lost. Okay, so it's not written 404, which is fine, but normally you want to write 404 on your 404 page, but that's all right. It says, looks like you're lost. There's a nice button, really clean. I believe I've remade this button on my channel. And then there's like this little anime guy. Not sure if it's a character that I should know about, but I don't know him. And he's like on this old Mac computer, which is an interesting concept. I like the visual aspect of it. It's really simple, really minimalistic. I think if the text was a bit lower and there was like a big 404, I would have really liked this page. Visually, I think it's great. Conceptually, like I think it's great too. Like as simple as it is, there's like this little character that really represents the fact that you're lost. And then there's like this old computer with this background color and this kind of minimalistic design. And I think it all fits really well. Now the button here, maybe it doesn't fit with that vintage computer. Maybe I would have went for like a vintage animation as well. And like there's also this cursor animation that I just realized. And so even though technically this might not be like the craziest thing, but the button is nice though. I think visually it looks pretty good. So shout out to you. All right, let's look at this one. Okay, there's like a big hole. Okay, maybe I would have liked to see an animation. That's the first thing that comes to my mind. Or to have it already there at first. That's like the first thing that I see. But other than that, I think the concept here is quite interesting. There's like a hole in the screen. Now there's like 3 images here. Not sure exactly what they represent, but I'm not sure I understand. Is it like the CSS of this page? That's like some Inception thing happening, but I don't think so. Yeah, text rendering optimize legibility. Yeah, I'm not sure what that means. I don't think that's the CSS of this page. But an interesting concept nonetheless. I'm not sure I understand it, but visually it looks cool. I wonder if it's like just an image. Yeah, okay, it's just an image. So I'm not sure I understand the concept, to be honest, but visually it looks interesting. Maybe again, the visual hierarchy, I would have changed it. Put maybe the 404 a bit bigger. And I also don't understand the meaning behind those 3 images. And then you have the hole. And then you have like this face. So I'm not sure I understand how those 3 elements fit together. But it's definitely creative. I have to say it's like outside the box. So good job. Okay, now we have this 404. There's like a nice physics-based animation here. Can I move those balls around? Okay, nice. I can move things around. I believe this was probably made with Matter.js because I recognize the colors. Maybe if you change the color, I would not have guessed it so fast, but it really looks like the colors from that library. So yeah, maybe change them. That's the first thing that I noticed. But it's a really cool animation. I like the fact that those balls can get stuck in the 404. I think that's really nice, a nice little touch. I kind of want the balls to be bigger though. Like I want to play with them. And like they're so small and I don't really have like a lot of effect with my mouse. So like once the initial animation ends, there's like kind of nothing anymore. Like maybe if I could change the gravity with my cursor or something like that, it would have been more nice. But still technically it's a nice thing that you did. And maybe you just use this challenge to like try something and experiment with a physics-based library. So shout out to you. I think you nailed the animation. The animation is really nice. So yeah, I really like the fact that the 404 is not just text and there's actually like some physics with it. So yeah, shout out to you. This is really nice. All right, let's take a look at this one. Okay, is this like a game? We have this mini game here. That's the first thing that I noticed. I'm not sure what's happening here. Is he running into like a cactus? And there's like a score. Can I play this? I'm a bit confused by what's happening here, but I like the background here. Honestly, if you added like a mouse animation on the background and I could like move it on scroll, that would have been crazy cool. And like visually, everything makes sense here. Maybe the shadow here, I'm not a fan of, but other than that, the colors, everything matches, like the background, the text color, the color of this little animation. And so aesthetically, I think everything fits together. Now conceptually, I'm not sure I understand, again, what's happening here. There's this dinosaur running into a cactus. I believe there's a dinosaur in a usual 404 page. I remember seeing a dinosaur somewhere inside of a 404 page. So I think maybe back in the days it was like this. Maybe that's like a variant of that. So that's cool. Now, the cactus though, I don't understand. Is it running into a cactus because you kind of are lost, and that is represented by the fact that you're running into a cactus. I'm not sure. Not sure to understand the concept, but visually it looks pretty good. So shout out. And now we have Hikari. Shout out to Hikari. He's one of the mod inside of my Discord channel. Really, really helpful guy. And yeah, let's see what you did. Get lost. Again, I don't feel welcomed. Why am I getting all this hate? Okay, we have this 404 page 3D scene again. Nice. I see a lot of people went into like the 3D route, which is cool. It says you traveled too far. This place isn't for the likes of you. I see there's like, I'm going to refresh this because I think the main interesting thing is the like entry animation here. There's like this camera pan. There's like a ceiling in the beginning with like some light. So I'm not sure I understand the concept, but technically it's really interesting to have like this camera movement. Visually, it looks just all right to me. I don't think the aesthetic is that striking. There's just like this beige in the background, which reminds me of like school for some reason, like a classroom. Like I just imagine some desk and the teachers passing by and giving you some homework, you know. I like the ceiling as well with like the lights, and like you see that at the beginning, and then you realize it's a 404 page, and then there's like the text that's appearing. So there's like some nice orchestration of animations here. So it's pretty cool. Conceptually, it's interesting. It's like you're stuck in a room. You kind of enter the room where you're not welcomed. So I understand. And technically, it's really nice too. So shout out Hikari. Okay, now we have this 404 page. The first thought that I have is it's super well executed. Like it really looks like an old computer. And so let's see, Windows couldn't find root in the system. And let's say I do like X. That really looked nice. I have to say the execution of this is really cool. And then we have like different apps here that you didn't do, but it's fine. I understand. MSN, where I remember back in the days, MSN was the shit. But yeah, really nice the fact that you can move things around. And yeah, man, I like the visuals of this. Maybe I would have liked an extra visual element to tell me that this is a 404 page. I think that's the only thing that's missing. Oh, can you have different tabs? Okay, you can't, but that would have been sick. Yeah, this is really nice. I want to like click the different buttons and start. Is it like a reset? Okay, interesting. So yeah, honestly, this is really nice. Visually, I like it. It's really old school, and I really have the feel that this is real. So shout out to you for that. Conceptually, I'm not sure I understand the link between like an old school thing and a 404 page. Yeah, I don't really see it, but the execution of it is really nice. And like everything from the animation to the feel to like the buttons, everything really feels old school. So shout out to you, man. Okay, and we have the last one here. Where the hell am I? 404 seems like you lost your way. Life takes you unexpected places. You can only find the right way after you lost it. Don't drag your mouse too much. Let's go home. Oh, that's super wholesome for like the last 404 page. Don't drag your mouse too much. Oh, and there's like, oh. Okay, but I didn't know you could do that, bro. Like I just clicked to highlight the text. Like, thank God I clicked. Like this should have been like just on mouse move, not even like on a click. Because maybe I would have went through that and not even realize. I'm wondering if it's made with like a canvas. I'm going to inspect that really soon. But it's like a nice touch, you know. I thought this was just like a wholesome message, but you've added like some creative animation. So that's really nice. I'm not sure though I understand the concept of the animation with the rest of the page. But still, it's like an interesting touch. Now I just want to take a look at the thing here. And so yeah, we have this canvas. So thankfully you made this in a canvas, okay? I was a bit scared you made this with like a bunch of divs, but with a canvas, super nice. It works really well. And yeah, it reminds me of some canvas animation that I've remade from like an award-winning website with like a bunch of colors like this. So this is really cool. I like the fact that everything gets erased when you put your mouse up. So really interesting animation. Again, not sure how it fits with the rest of the page, but still good experimental animation and wholesome message. Okay, so in the third place, we have this super nice 404 page. Even though the concept is quite weak, I think the overall execution of like this vintage window is just so well made. I had to put it in the top 3. There's like a lot of work that's been put through this and a lot of like thought and like small detail thing. And so I think it's really nice. I have to put it in my top 3. And so shout out to you, Houssaine. I hope that's how you pronounce your name, but shout out to you. I'm giving you place number 3. Even though it's kind of weaker on the conceptual side, I still think that your attention to detail won you the 3rd place with this one. So congrats. And now for the 2nd place, I give it to this page. I think conceptually, visually, aesthetically, everything to me looks really nice. My only critique is the button, but overall, everything is nice. And honestly, the background animation just gets it for me. I think it looks really, really nice. And I think the matrix also fits well for the concept of a 404, even though it's not the most creative concept. I think just the execution, the blur on the text, the little animations here, the small details gives it to me. I think this is really clean. And yeah, honestly, it's just the first feeling that I have when I see it. It looks good, like it hits me, and I think I don't have to think too much about it to give this the 2nd place. So shout out to you, Rulin. I hope that's how you pronounce your name. I believe he's from South Africa, so shout out South Africa. And yeah, give him a big follow. I think he's really talented, so keep going, bro. You'll go far. And now for the 1st place, I had to give it to this 404 page. I think it just looks really nice from the concept to the visuals, the overall aesthetic. I think it looks so nice. Like my only critique is probably the visual hierarchy between all of the elements. But other than that, like the shaders, the colors, the lighting, the like initial animation with the character, I think this wins it by far. This is the best one to me, and I don't have to think too much about it to give this the 1st place again. This is just super clean. My favorite thing is probably like the small details that you have to look at it to realize. For example, the stars in the background, the waves in the foreground. I think those small animations really gave it to me. It's like a really small detail that you didn't have to do, but you did. And to me, that's like super clean. And yeah, shout out to you, bro. You win the 1st place. And so yeah, this was made by Orewa. So give him a big follow. Shout out to you. I think he's from Morocco or from France. I'm not sure, but shout out to you. This looks really nice. And bro, give him like his 1st followers. Like man's out here struggling, but maybe this is a new Instagram. So shout out to you. I'll take a look at his Twitter. And yeah, shout out Orewa. He's a member of the Discord channel as well. So yeah, I mean, awesome page, really. I have nothing to say. And guys, if you want to participate to more of those challenges, be sure to follow the Discord channel. Be sure to join the Discord channel as I make most of my announcement there. And yeah, hopefully I'm going to make a next one after that. And there's going to be even more participants, and the quality of the animations is going to go up, and everyone can push each other's, everyone can help each other's. And so yeah, this is awesome. Good job to everyone who participated. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, guys. Bye.